I happen to believe that what we need in this country, frankly, is a national service system that requires every young person to give 2 years of their life back to this country in some capacity, whether it's in the military, whether it's in conservation, whether it's in education, whether it's in healthcare. But we have got to resurrect an ethic of giving something back to this country in order to have that leadership.
Goodwill Industry of Redwood Empire is a nonprofit organization that depends on people to donate their used goods. But in recent years, mounds of broken down televisions, printers, and computers started clogging up warehouses, sticking Goodwill with a bill to pay for disposal of the toxic waste. But Goodwill Industries of Redwood Empire found an innovative way to turn this growing problem into an asset. It designed an e-waste recycle program and started actually encouraging people to drop off their old, useless electronics for free. The success has been overwhelming.
Oh my God, it blew up. We had probably in 2005, we started the program very small. We had maybe 16,000 pounds donated within the first year. And since the program started, now we're up to over 600,000 pounds that we've been able to take in and divert from the landfill. And with those additional pounds, we generate revenue through the sale of this to our recyclers, so then the money then comes back to us.
Goodwill, in turn, provides jobs for disabled people who break down the electronics into components. Once sorted, the different components are recycled for cash. The money is then used to provide more jobs for people with disabilities.
Seeing them come through our programs and then going out and turning in the application and getting hired at our stores, and then coming from kind of rock bottom and then working their way up. So that's changing a life, getting them back into the workforce.
Richard Humphrey currently works as a lead in the e-waste program in Santa Rosa. He says his mother contracted rubella when she was pregnant with him and he was born deaf. Management says he's one of their fastest and most efficient workers. He says he's glad to have the job.
It's been first time, never done that before, know how to do it. And when I came here, they showed me how to work. So I learned the back, with back, fish, get a lot of work.
Helping people with disabilities, I think, is probably the most exciting thing about my job. I love what I do. I think that working with folks with disabilities and being able to generate revenue to help people be successful and be independent is probably the thing that drives me every day and gets me out of bed every day. And yes, there's days when your warehouse is overflowing and you've got 100 pallets of electronic waste sitting there, and 4 people have called in sick and your forklift's down. But every day when I think about Richard Humphrey, who we've employed through one of our job training programs, and being able to give him a chance and others like him, that's what gets me motivated.
Goodwill now partners with counties and cities to host donation drives, mostly serving the North Bay, Sonoma County, but plans are on the table to open a new Goodwill in Napa. Goodwill is leading the way for others by using innovation to turn an obstacle into an opportunity. Its creative solution is ultimately benefiting its mission, the environment, and changing lives. Goodwill Industries of Redwood Empire is a leader in the North Bay.
I think it's the essence of our democracy, and every once in a while I think everybody needs to be reminded about what makes this country great. And what makes this country great is people working at the community level.
When Alma Jeanette Martinez smiles, she brightens lives.
Una tía.
Sí.
Okay. ¿Y ella te puede venir a traer a la escuela?
No, porque ella está chiquita.
Ah, está chiquita. ¿Y cuánto tiene?
She never chose to become a leader. Leadership chose her. Martinez stands as a beacon among the Latino community in Novato, half a world away from where she started. At age 21, she fled her home country, El Salvador, in fear of her life. Here in the North Bay, she has made a wonderful life for herself and works tirelessly to pave the way for countless others. As a young mother, Martinez was determined to not allow a language barrier to stop her from being a part of her children's education.
Her sons were in my classes, and I was so impressed with her willingness to represent a largely unrepresented group and speak for them. She's smart, she knows her way around both cultures, and just really makes things happen.
She muscled her way through the communication difficulties and became a very involved parent and volunteer in the Novato Unified School District.
I have a couple students that I need you to do some translation for their parents. They're not understanding the homework.
Okay.
And I know the students really want to do the homework, but their parents don't understand, and I was wondering if you can help them understand.
Now she works as a liaison for the school district and a growing Latino community.
Usted tiene listado ahí los nombres de las personas que pueden recogerla y la escuela inmediatamente al ver que usted no llega van a empezar a llamar a sus contactos de emergencia.
She says immigrants often feel apprehensive about participating in the greater community.
Being a parent too, I just go to their level. I'm a parent and I validate and credit their concerns. So that's a way for me to let them know I understand how you feel and I'm here to support you, and they feel it. The bridge that they're establishing to communicate with parents is incredible because everybody is trying to improve communication constantly, daily. And being in the position myself, that to me is like a connection not only for one particular group but for all.
After years of volunteering, the district made a decision to make Alma's role official.
There was really no one available, and she took the lead, and she empowered her community because she was in a leadership role. She was part of the English Language Learner Committee, and through her example, her humility, her wisdom, her integrity, she drew people to herself and taught them how to become leaders in their own way.
She really wants this to be a better place for all students, and of course, if there are a lot of Latinos here and they are not getting served, she stepped right up to make that happen.
She now serves her community, bridging the Spanish-speaking population with the English-speaking population, just as she has for years, but now with well-deserved recognition.
They understand more about how to support the children, and it's amazing how they now are eager to learn how the system works, but at the same time, how can help other parents to understand the system. And they're not doing it only because they want to care only about the children. They care about the children of others. And that's when they start learning and participating, that's what develops the leadership among them.
As this year's honoree for empowering the Latino community, Alma Jeanette Martinez is a leader in the North Bay.
By your presence here and by honoring the people that you will honor today, it tells me that you are willing to fight for that better future for our children, for a better community and a better nation, but most importantly, for a government of, by, and for all people. Thank you very much for having me.